this is the level of work that is world class right here. Nowhere in the guidelines, it might tell you that you're not allowed to do this with typography. You're not allowed to do this. They're really just giving you the tools to the kingdom, and you can do whatever you want with it. Just remember the basic guidelines that we look at typography for Medium. This is a rule for the Medium brand that I'm implying. You look at typography as an art form and an asset that you can use visually by itself. So we go to Collins Agency by Brian Collins and team. And this is one of those projects that they've done just a few years back. I think this would also might be like 2020, 21. Medium, for those who don't know, is what you would call a online blog platform where anyone can write a blog. They can post it into Medium, and it's sort of like a social media blog in a way. And it feels more traditional because it is the long form blogs that you would expect that people might create on their own websites. Well, you don't need to do that. You can create it on one platform. You have more distribution this way. So one of the first things that you're seeing as a mock-up and emotion is like every idea, writer, poet, studio needs a medium, right? So that idea right there is an important one. I think they're touching on the story that they're trying to tell already. What I love is, and this is sort of, I think one of those projects that set the trend for it is this logo itself. So sure, it's a static circle in the beginning, and then it's as if it's like a motion reel and it's turning towards you and you see the movement of the circles, right? And so this flattened yet 3D type of logo is one of those things that I think Medium kind of started that trend, and you're starting to see a lot of that out there in the branding world, and just in like logos that people create, post on Twitter and Dribble.
If I'm not wrong, the Dropbox branding was done by them as well.
Yes, they also did that one.
If you see that also has kind of like a dynamism in that logo.
It does. Yes, absolutely.
It might be a Collins thing. Who knows?
It might be. This was, I think, 2017. So definitely a few years back. But Medium is the more recent one. And again, I think they've kind of established what that trend is. Just take a look at like all of these mock-ups and the way that they're kind of displaying everything. This is incredible work right here. So this is like what you would expect from a very classical, grotesque type of typography poster. And there's like graphic designers that have been very famous for doing this as their signature, but they're doing this for a corporate brand, which is interesting to see. You can see how the movement works with the Medium logo and the icon itself. Just very beautiful. I love how it
reminds
kind of
me of the
through.
Coke Studio animation.
Oh yes, the Coke Studio. You're right. Yeah, it is very similar to that. What do you think about the symbolism behind this icon? Like, what do you get out of it?
Feels like it's talking about the dynamism, firstly, of the medium, that you don't have to be, just a writer, just a studio. You can be anyone and just write on Medium, because everyone needs a medium. That communication is for sure. Also, it probably, as in this specific animation, I was thinking, why did they choose this animation? They could have done this, they could have done various things. This probably is wishing to encapsulate some sort of, again, that we explained with Decathlon, that it represents a boundary, but at the same time, it represents the infiniteness.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a great way to describe it.
I really love that they've stuck with the serif typography on the word mark. They could have gone away with that, because they're doing a complete refresh. There's grotesque typography posters, as you talked about. Still, they kept that serif font, and it's a superb nice touch.
Correct. Absolutely. I like that you point that out, because that's one of the things we see with combination marks, is that they try to try to build some contrast between what the icon is and what the word mark is, and then they try to make them so distinct yet still work together, but so distinct that they could live on their own, right? So the Medium logo, the word mark itself could live on its own, like it's living here, as you see,
Right.
or the icon could live by itself. And so they give both of them just enough character so that they can live on their own and be different enough. So that's why I think serif was one of the go-to options. The typography that they use for the website and overall experience is a mix of serif for big display fonts and then sans serif for smaller, just text-based. So that's one of the things you're seeing here. I love how they use words and text and letters as a form of art in these animations. And that's one of the things with the whole area of typography design. If you go through that, if you dive into that rabbit hole, you're gonna have a newfound love for seeing how typography is placed together in either paragraph format, line format like this, and how by itself typography can also be a graphic visual asset. So that's something you're seeing done really well here.
Like there was something I was learning about typographic kerning, which is
Yes.
you see like someone like a Chris Doe can just tell you that the kerning is off by looking at a text. I was like,
Yes.
how do you develop that? He also talked about this, that you see a word as a shape, and if that's difficult, invert the word, then try and do that. It becomes so much easier. Makes sense.
Correct.
Collins and typography and Collins and color are a match made in heaven.
Yes, they are. This is their bread and butter. They completely changed the game with especially the colors that you're seeing here, right? Every frame you look
go up
at.
A bit?
Yeah.
They have like the second one.
This one?
After that?
Okay.
Like they have some mock-ups with the text as string.
Yeah.
The one after this probably. Like they have 3 mock-ups. Yeah, this one.
Yes. That's right.
That's super cool.
Absolutely. Yeah, this is the level of work that is world class right here. Nowhere in the guidelines it might tell you that you're not allowed to do this with typography. You're not allowed to do this. They're really just giving you the tools to the kingdom, and you could do whatever you want with it. Just remember the basic guidelines that we look at typography for a medium. This is a rule for the medium brand that I'm implying. You look at typography as an art form and an asset that you can use visually by itself. So that's something that they're using, right? So like, I love how this plus is developed. My life was so great, I thought I could do it without training. And then you kind of go through and you read that, and it's done really well. Now this stuff, now Bratin, this is very artsy. This doesn't work that well in the corporate environment, even in the world of advertising, because you want people to read things from far away. You want them to get that. But there are definitely contexts and moments where stuff like this is used and it's appreciated, right? You're seeing the colors, pinks, whites. I think there's one place coming soon where they're going to show you all the colors. This might be one of them. But it's explorative, right? It's an explorative identity. The basis is always in white and black. And then you can add anything you want onto it. And here it is. So this is like a look at some of the extended color library that they're showing
Another
you.
thing that I kind of realized was they're never using white typography almost.
Yeah.
Right? They have darker backgrounds, but they're still using blacks and creating that contrast.
Yeah.
See again.
I think, there you
This
saw
is the first
one.
time,
Yeah, but that's definitely for the logo, not for the actual text. I don't think we've seen that. Maybe this here, but yeah. I mean, there is a dark mode for Medium if you open the platform. But besides that, like, just the way that they're combining colors, the way that they've combined the fonts together, showing again, like we looked at the logo itself. The circular form is very modern. It is very in time with what's going on right now. And then the serif in the word mark is sort of a call to the past of news and media and
Right.
trustworthiness in terms of those that write online. So you get all of those feelings from it. So let me
Superb.
get your final word on Medium.
Yeah, they've used typography as a proper art form in this one,
Yeah,
and that's a Collins forte for sure. Let's get into the Collins website, and I'm pretty sure we'll see more of that.
absolutely. Let's head there. So again, right from the get-go, you're seeing a grid, but you're seeing us
Mhm.
breaking the grid. And so I love how the contrast of the larger text on the left, and
And no
then you
image
go
on
to
the
the
hero section.
no image, not yet. And then you scroll down and you go for some of those projects. But overall, like they've reached a point where they're so well known that now they can lead with the mission statement instead of leading with an actual project.
Right.
Um, which is different from, say, my own agency website where I have to show both in order to land a
Mhm.
client. They don't have to do that, right? They go based off their mission. What do you think about their mission statement? Make your future. Well, I didn't mean to do that, but this is incredible. They also have this. It's a fun thing. Make your future so irresistible it becomes inevitable. What do you think about that copywriting there?
That's when these big agencies write these that it's impactful, right? Because you know
That's
that
right.
it makes sense for them because
Yeah,
they're actually working with the brands who will be
yeah,
irresistible, the stalwarts in the future.
yeah,
It always makes sense. Yeah, it's a
yeah.
transformation consultancy and an ad ages Ad Aegis 2023 Transformation Firm of the Year. Nice.
Correct, correct. So again,
And I
like,
also realized I think it's almost like an infinite scroll on this website. It's a hugely long
yeah.
website.
Oh yes, I think so too. Yeah, there's a lot of great stuff that they show here, um, and it keeps going. Yeah, it is
Mhm.
sort of an
Again,
infinite scroll.
grids, text image, grids, text image.
Yeah, I think this is all articles, posts,
Right.
other media that they've been a part of. So I mean, they have really strong SEO for
Mhm.
this with the backlinking for
Right.
this website. So that's something also in their favor. Um, but yes, Collins, that is. Here's like how they show the work reel when you hover over it. You get to see kind of what the project is in terms of words. Um, that's how it's kind of flows. So again, like they
Awesome.
have a grid system. It continues to break at times, and they just have fun with it. So
Mhm.
that's something to learn from as well when you're creating compositions and layouts and grids is to have fun at times, set the rules, but also know when the right time is to break them. And
True.
that's sort of a craft we have to learn over time. So that was Medium. That was
Yes.
Collins. Should we head to Pentagram?
Yes.